Hey there and welcome. Today we're going to tackle a really useful tool in English, the present perfect continuous. I know, it sounds a bit technical, but trust me, it's your secret weapon for talking about things that connect the past to what's happening right now. Let's dive in. So, think about it. How do you actually talk about something you started doing that's still having an effect on you right now? It's a common little language puzzle, and honestly, this tense is the perfect piece to solve it. Think of it as your own personal time machine for conversations, building a bridge from then to now. So, let's start this little builder's journey with a blueprint. First things first, what is this tense really? Getting this down is the foundation for everything else we're about to build together.
Okay, here's the main idea in a nutshell. We use this tense for actions that kicked off in the past and are either still happening or they have just stopped, leaving behind some kind of result that we can see or feel in the present. It's all about that connection, that duration linking back then to right now.
I want you to picture it just like this bridge. See? An action starts way over there in the past, it travels along for a certain amount of time, that's the duration, and it connects directly to where we are in the present. The big takeaway here is that it's not just about something that happened. Nope, it's about how that ongoing action is shaping this very moment.
All right, now that we've got the blueprint, it's time to gather our materials. Let's look at the simple, repeatable formula you're going to need to construct your very own perfect sentences.
And here it is, the super simple formula. For any positive statement, you just need your subject, then either has or have, followed by been and your verb with an ing at the end. Easy, right? And to make it negative, you just slide the word not right in there, right after has or have. It's a beautifully consistent structure.
And asking a question, oh, that's just as simple. You literally just flip the subject and the verb. You start with have or has, then the subject, then been and the ing verb. So you have been waiting just becomes have you been waiting? See? Now that we've got the structure down, let's see where it really shines in actual conversations.
And now for the really fun part. We've got the blueprint, we've got the materials, so where do we actually start building? Let's check out the 3 main construction sites. These are the perfect situations for whipping out this tense.
Okay, let's start with our very first situation. This is probably the most common and, the most straightforward way you're going to see this tense in the wild. We use this for an action that started in the past and, this is the key, is still going on. She started studying English 3 years ago, and she hasn't stopped. The little clue words that often signal this are for, which tells you a duration, and since, which tells you the starting point.
Okay, let's move on to our second construction site. This one is all about explaining the present result of something you were just doing. It's all about cause and effect.
So here, the action, the running, it just stopped. But the result, being tired, is happening right now, in this moment. You're explaining why you're feeling this way by pointing to that recent, long activity. The run might be over, but its effect is definitely still here.
And finally, our third key moment. We often use this tense to talk about things that are just temporary, actions that are happening now, but, they're not going to go on forever.
This is absolutely perfect for temporary situations. You're not living with your cousin permanently, right? It's just a temporary thing. Using the present perfect continuous here really emphasizes that it's a short-term action happening around the present time.
Every good builder knows that a quality check is absolutely crucial. So now that we know how to build, let's look at a few common mistakes, or cracks in the foundation, to make sure our language bridge is always super strong and stable. So let's check out a few common trip-ups. If you see words that show duration, like for 2 years or since 2020, that is a huge clue that you need a perfect tense, not the simple present continuous. Also, and this is a big one, remember that some verbs describe states, not actions, like know, love, understand. We call these non-continuous verbs, and they generally don't get the ing treatment in this tense.
Okay, you've seen the blueprint, you've got the materials, and you know what pitfalls to avoid. So I think it's time to put on your hard hat. Let's practice building a few sentences together. You ready?
All right, first one up. I wait for you since morning. The action started in the past, and it's still happening. How would you fill in that blank? Go on, take a second.
Okay, number 2. She work here for 5 years. Again, we're really focusing on how long this action has been going on. What's the right form here? Think it through.
And here's another one with a duration.
They play outside for 2 hours, which maybe explains why they're tired now. How would you say it?
Here's a negative one to test you. He not sleep well lately. That word lately points to a recent continuous situation. So how do you make this one negative?
And for our final test, let's try a question. Do you study for your exam? How do we start this one off and fill in that blank?
All right, time for the big reveal. Let's see how you did. The sentences should be, I have been waiting, she has been working, they have been playing, he has not been sleeping. And that last question, have you been studying? Fantastic job!
And there you have it, the complete guide to mastering the present perfect continuous. You know what it is, you know how to build it, and you know exactly when to use it. The only question left is, how are you going to use this awesome tool today to make your own conversations that much better? Keep practicing because you are a champ.